want to live.
It's one fantastic ride. The turbocharged, tech-inspired Kia Forte.
Best 2 out of 3?
Kia. Movement that inspires.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Break up with your old wings and lemon pepper wing from Popeyes. Crispy, saucy, available. Popeyes finally has wings in 6 flavors.
Everywhere but the seat. The seat is leather.
Alan, we get it. You love your bike. We do too.
That's why we're America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
But do you have to wedge it into everything?
This reminds me of my bike. Look how the brushstrokes follow the line on the gas tank. I had no idea this was a motorcycle exhibit.
No, for real, grabbing no bed in the park. When you swing, this part of the back goes here. Life is hard, but you guys have to work harder, okay?
Yes.
Be resilient. You're welcome. Oh, wow, look, you blew everything. We're gonna come out looking like our pops.
What do you do wrong?
No, I ain't doing nothing wrong. My name is O'Neal Trinidad, and I want to live.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey is the state's largest anti-hunger organization. We provide nutrition. We provide support. We provide opportunity. We can't do it without you. Go to cfbnj.org to join us today.
When you're down 2-0 in a best of 7, you are desperate, and that's the way it manifested itself. The Pacers in their history are 0-8 in best of 7 series where they lose the first 2 games. Now, one thing that is puzzling to me, why would I don't know if the guys that called up are Knicks fans, sounds like they were. Why would anybody complain about the Knicks playing their players? The biggest spit in the face to fans is load management, where you buy a ticket to a game and the big star from the team that's coming in is sitting, and you're going to complain about the guy who plays everybody all the time? That's what you're going to complain about. Every coach should do this.
Considering how much people complain about load management in the NBA, you should absolutely be in love with this Knicks team. Even if you're not a fan of the team, you should appreciate that this is the one team that doesn't play that game. They play every game like their hair is on fire. How do you not fall in love with a team like that? You complain in baseball, look, nobody plays 162 games anymore. This guy doesn't play day game after a night game. Maintenance days, we hear that. Load management. All these are 21st century phrases that get thrown out there for, hey, sometimes you're going to have to go to a game and not see your favorite player. But not with the Knicks. And the guys play hard. I just think you'd be absolutely in love with it. Unless you just love to complain, then I don't know why you wouldn't just adore the way Tibbs handles this team.
It's a great team to root for. They all play hard. They don't want to come out of the game. Josh Hart has played every minute of what, 4 straight games. It's startlingly brilliant. And you're complaining that he plays people too much. I mean, I don't know what makes people happy anymore. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It makes no sense. It's almost insulting. It's really almost insulting. This is what you should want every coach to do. Everyone. Instead, you get load management. Guys play 60 games a year. That means they miss 22. And one of the 22 they miss might be when that team comes to your town and you spent $500 for a ticket. But you're complaining about Tibbs. Yeah, it makes sense. Now, as for the Knicks in the series, you got to hope and pray that Brunson's okay. That they didn't shoot him up and that took away the pain, and then he played great in the second half. Because if that's the case, it didn't heal. Didn't heal. It was just covered up. OG Anunoby, a lot of people are reporting, Ian Begley reporting, doesn't look good. Probably missed game 3. You better hope that's all he misses. Is he going to be better by Sunday? Think about that. A hamstring injury, it takes a long time, especially in basketball, Don.
Now, if you tell me he plays compromised on Friday, but is healthier on Sunday, all right, I can buy that. Not playing on Friday and then fine on Sunday? No, it'll probably be not playing Friday, compromised on Sunday. So you'd like to at least think one of the games he's going to be close to 100%. But if he doesn't play Friday in a playoff game, knowing how important he is, can I really believe that in 48 hours he's going to be 100%?
I think that what they have to do, and Peter brought this up earlier, and it gives them a little wiggle room because they're up 2-0. I think you almost have to play this game. Do we keep him out till he's 100%? Or do we risk it and play him at less than 100% and then he blows out the hamstring and then he's gone? So it's a tough call. Do they think they could win without OG? Because they won yesterday without OG. They won yesterday without him. The thing that they needed was Jalen Brunson. So even when they lost OG, they still persevered and they won. Without Jalen Brunson for the quarter and a half, they were getting spanked. So do they take that calculated risk and go, let's keep him out till he's 100%?
That just doesn't sound like Thibodeau, does it?
Well, I think he does listen to his medical people.
It makes sense, but I think he's going to want to play. They're going to want to get him to play. If he can go, I think he's going to want to be out there, and they'll have him out there. But I hear what Peter's saying is sometimes you want to lose the battle to win the war.
You have to judge his overall effectiveness. If you're telling me you're not going to get 100% from him, and there's any concern, particularly with it being something like a hamstring, that he could have a setback, if you're telling me one day could make a difference, you take advantage of the luxury that is having home court and being up 2-0. And I think you're willing to give that up in Game 3 to have him be better for the rest of the series.
Let's go to Steve in New Fairfield. Steve.
Hey, what's up, boys? How are you?
Good. What's up?
Might disagree with you, Don. You too. I mean, for two New York guys, you got to get New York. The fans are complaining because New York basketball fans actually are in the top 5% of knowledge. It's the team. They really love the team. They just don't think these minutes it's sustainable for the future. Maybe OG topped the hammy because I know his hands are tied. The bench is very limited right now. But that's the reason. Hart, you can't give him a blow for 2 minutes. These things might have wear and tear.
But Steve, if you give Hart a blow for 2 minutes, and what if the Pacers go off on a 10-0 run? I mean, that's what Thibodeau's dealing with right here.
So be it, but that's where the complaints come from.
But Steve, it's very convenient for you to say, so be it. They can end up losing the series.
I do think, though, like both could be right. At this point, forget about it. It's not even worth bringing up. They've got no bench. They're beat up. And it's worked so far, so you got to play it through. Now, could there be times during the course of the year, Michael, that you could accuse Tibbs of maybe pushing a little bit too much? Like you're talking about losing the battle to win the war. Those games when you're up 20 against Memphis, maybe I'll take the risk of maybe blowing the lead. I've got an opportunity here to rest some of my guys. I'm not saying load management, but do they have to all be playing 40 north of 40 minutes every game, even the games you're blowing somebody out?
But again, we could talk to Frank about this. If you look at the numbers, his usage is right in the middle of the NBA. So, I mean, because we see it every day, we think that they're blowing them out, but it's right in the middle.
I know his usage of everybody, but there are some, like Brunson, that plays a lot. And he's so important. There could have been times, Michael, where you just said, you know what, I'll take the risk of blowing the 15-point lead. I'm going to sit Brunson to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but
that's all I'm saying. I fundamentally agree with you, and not the caller, because I do think some of them are being nervous Nellies about it. But I do think following this team all year that you do see some times where maybe you could shave off some of the minutes.
Well, I know that people are going to say Julius got hurt in the game that they were up. But what's up? What's up enough that you can just empty the bench? He doesn't think like that. And we saw in the Philly series, you know what? A lot of points could be scored in a couple of seconds.
Oh yeah, but in a game in November.
But you know what?
Yeah.
If they gave that up in November, Don, maybe they don't finish with the second seed.
Well, I get it. But you want to get to the point. See, that's what happens. Like you have some of these teams that don't care where they finish. The Knicks do care where they finish, which I love, and everybody should love that about their team. But there are times where during the course of the season, you can't play all 82 games like it's Game 7. It can catch up with you. In the playoffs, every game is important. Every second's important. You don't want to blow a lead. But if you're up 20 against Sacramento on December 13th, maybe take advantage of the fact you've got a big lead at home and rest some of your guys. And if it does get out of hand and the gap is closed, you can bring them back in. But you could be a little bit more strategic.
Let's go to Dan in Queens. Dan.
How you doing? I blame Carlisle. He didn't bring in McConnell and Obi Toppin, who scored 20 points in 20 minutes. But on display here, folks, for the Knicks is the power of friendship. It's just unbelievable. I'm so happy for these three guys. I'm glad that we're actually experiencing it as New York fans. I love it. Let's go Knicks, fellas.
You know, Dan, you brought up a great point, and I didn't like Carlisle's excuse. I don't know if you heard this excuse, Peter. McConnell played great. And he didn't bring him in toward the end of the game because that's not what we do. That's not what we did all year. Really? So you don't do it now? In what's close to a must-win? The organization's never won a series where you lost the first two games.
I always hate that. That's not what we do. Well, you make great coaches make adjustments. Things change.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves. But you guys know that's one of my pet peeves with Tibbs too.
Yeah, he does things because he's always done it that way.
That's it.
But he does change things up. I don't think he's playing hard, 48 minutes every game during the season.
No, he like maybe 40. but you're right. But I hate lack of flexibility from coaches. You got to put in the guy who's hot. You got to put in the guy who can give you a chance.
Anthony, do we have our guest? We don't. Interesting.
What happened?
Let's keep rolling. Let's go to Matt in Long Island City. Matty.
Hey, I just had a question for Don. I know it's a great time for New York sports with the two MSG teams in the playoffs, but I was just wondering, strictly from a Rangers fan perspective, do you think it's a good or a bad thing that the Knicks are making a run at the same time? Is it a good thing in the sense that they feed off each other? Like what's one good, everyone's excited about both? Or do you feel like the Knicks are kind of covering up the Rangers a bit just because basketball is obviously the more popular sport, and the Knicks are the more universally beloved team?
I think they feed off of each other. You see Hartenstein walking into the building with a Zibanejad jersey. I think the Rangers are maybe picking up even more fans because maybe a non-hockey fan is getting caught up in the euphoria and starting to pay attention to the Rangers. The only people that might think it's a negative is somebody that loves hockey and hates basketball and just feels like, I don't like the fact that the team I don't like is starting to take over my vibe. But how do you not get caught up in this? I think the Rangers benefit from it, Michael. I do.
Well, I don't think they benefit in terms of the amount of minutes talked about them.
Well, but
I know what Matt is saying, because if the Knicks weren't in it right now, it would be all on the Rangers. But the Knicks are taking some of the shine away from the Rangers.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, guys, and this is coming from a hockey guy, and I've lived it, and I know it, and it bothers me. But if the Knicks were out, then instead of talking Knicks today, we're probably talking about the Yankees beating the Astros. There's always going to be another story because hockey's the fourth sport. Now, if the Rangers make it to the Stanley Cup final and the Knicks are out, we're going to spend a lot of time on the Rangers because they're on the verge of winning a championship. But this is the second round. The Rangers have been in the second round before. And today, with the Rangers having not played last night and it only being Game 3, we'd be talking about the Rangers. We'd probably talking about the Yankees beating the Astros and the Mets-Braves, and probably talking about the other NBA games that are going on. But the fact that we're talking Knicks sometimes drags the Rangers into the conversation, whether it's an analogy or just what's going on at the Garden. Like we had Mike Lupic on yesterday. You got to talk about both teams because he's a New York columnist, is covering both. I think there's more of a chance that the Knicks being in it gets more people involved with the Rangers than not. because there would always be another story. As much as I love it, in the second round, Michael, we've been doing this for 20 years together. With Rangers in the second round against Carolina, are we ever going to do a full Ranger show?
No, but we would devote more time, I think.
Maybe more time, but we're still devoting some time to the Rangers here.
Yeah.
But again, if there's no Knicks, we're probably doing a lot more Yankees, right?
Probably. I would say the Rangers are affected by the Knicks being in it, and the Yankees and the Mets are affected by the Knicks and the Rangers being in it. So it's kind of a trickle-down effect. Let's go to Frank in Manorville. Frank.
Hi, guys. I've been watching the show since I retired.
Oh, I
you
hope
guys
you're
are the
enjoying
best.
it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And what I've got is a list of people I've met, quasi in the wild, some in the wild, that I think it's hard to beat.
Okay.
I'll start off with Mitch Kupchak. Played basketball against him when I was much younger. Russell Crowe.
Well, let me just say this about Kupchak. I want to analyze each one by one, Frank. Kupchak's not quite... Where did you play basketball against him in the wild?
It was out in a park.
Okay, well, you know what?
It wasn't...
Then I'll count that as in the wild. All right, continue.
All right, what's next?
Russell Crowe and Mariano Rivera.
Where was that?
At the New York Auto Show.
Okay, not bad.
All right. Michelle and Barack Obama.
He paused for that one. He set it up. All right, where was that?
At a Christmas party.
Where are you rolling? What Christmas parties are you rolling in?
No, that's not in the wild. That's not in the wild. You went to his house. You went to their house.
In the wild.
But it was still a hell of a moment, let me tell you.
Wait, you went to the White House, Frank?
The Christmas party.
Well, that's not. I'm sorry, they're right. That's not in the wild.
It's not in the wild. It's a great story.
It's a great story.
I want to know what you did for a living. What did you retire from?
I was a court officer, but my son worked at the White House for a while.
Got it. Okay. And got you invited. This was what, the Christmas party?
Yes.
Got it. Very cool.
We got invited. Okay, I'm still going.
All right.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, okay. What was this?
On
That
Broadway.
was harvesting garlic at a farm out in East Hampton.
All right. You know what? That's pretty in the wild.
That makes up
That's
for it.
pretty wild.
Well, Frank,
And
you know
my
what?
last and most favorite one,
Oh.
Meredith Morakovich.
Wow.
What?
Where?
Where in the wild?
Where?
It wasn't very wild. I was in Tampa Bay at a game there.
No, not in the
She was
wild.
just walking around in the stands, and I happened to see her.
Frank, that is
and she
not in
talked
the
to me.
wild.
She was so nice. I know it wasn't in the wild, but it was a great experience.
What was better, Frank, meeting Meredith or Barack and Michelle?
Come on, the president takes care over everybody.
All right.
That's
it was
Meredith
incredible.
Morakovich.
I'll tell Meredith
a
those.
real quick Yankee question.
Okay.
Gleyber Torres is looking lost out there.
Yep.
If and when LeMahieu finally comes back,
He
is it
might
time
lose
to
some
sit him
time.
down?
He might lose. They might sit him down because
think they
Cabrera
should.
continues to play well. Birdie is a good player. I don't think they pull the plug completely, but he might sit down some. I got to tell you something, Peter. I got to give you props. I got to give you love.
Okay.
Your In the Wild segment is taking fire.
Yeah,
It's taking on. It's fire right now. It's taking on a life of its own.
It keeps happening every day. I wonder what should we be
monetizing it
or framing it into a day? In the Wild Wednesday. I don't know. You don't want to do, would you? Should it be in the Wild Wednesday?
I think I speak for Michael. Where we really weren't sure about you until this. Now we think. Now we could say, what? It was worth it.
Call Tim McCarthy.
Yeah.
No, but In the Wild is fun. That guy. I mean, his weren't in the wild, but they were pretty good. Of course, Michael wasn't here for our craziest day of In the Wild. Michael had left when Danny called.
Danny had something in the wild?
Yeah, we got to tell you off the air because
it happened on the air, Don.
Yeah, but I don't know if we have the time now to dive
it was
that deep. And it also didn't
Just give me the
reflect
person.
well on people.
Give me the person.
Michael Jackson.
Danny met Michael Jackson.
Danny says he not only met Michael Jackson, saw him in a car, and when he went up to the car, he as I believe the quote was, had a child on his lap, and he threw the child off of his lap when Danny approached the car.
Wait, was Danny in police uniform?
Yes. It was quite a story, Michael.
So Michael Jackson doesn't seem very physical. Like he threw the child.
That's where the story. And it was quite a story, Michael. Quite a story. Yeah.
Wow, I'm sorry I missed that. I really am.
It really was wild in the wild.
Let's go to Wade in Rochester. Wade.
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Welcome aboard.
I've coached football for 38 years in Rochester area. I'm listening to your talk on playing time, and I'm going to quote the great Pat Summitt. He who listens to the fans soon becomes one. And I can tell you this, there's nobody in New York that knows the Knicks better than Tom Thibodeau and his medical staff. And in the games today, with all the timeouts, the stops for foul shooting, the stops for replays, etc., the players get tons of rest time that we don't realize as the average fan.
Well, I would agree with you. I would agree with you, Wade, but Don made this point earlier, and I think it's important to amplify this. I agree that timeouts, that is a rest period for the players and halftime and all of that, but nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is considering, well, you know what? We don't have to play Kawhi. We could play Kawhi Leonard today because we have 8 timeouts that he's going to sit down. No. That's not the way everybody thinks. It's just not the way everybody thinks. Thibodeau is an outlier, and I think it's a good outlier. He's an outlier. That's all there is to it.
Now, if they get that next player and he's doing this, then I do think he's putting them at a disadvantage. But the way this team is currently constructed, I think this is just the way to go for now.
I do want to remind everybody, and a caller brought it up previously, if Julius Randle was healthy, the plan was to play Josh Hart 20 to 25 minutes a game. So, as that caller said, they're playing their depth. Josh Hart is depth. They're playing their depth. I mean, there was no guarantee that DiVincenzo was going to start. At the beginning of the season, that wasn't the case. They're playing their depth. And they had depth that's gone. Bogdanovich is depth. He's hurt. Burks is depth. He can't play. Mitchell Robinson would mean Hartenstein was depth. It's not like this team was built poorly. This team was built in a certain way, and injuries have taken them down. And they're not fatigue injuries. The only one that I would say that you could put under the fatigue injury would be maybe OG. And that's a crapshoot. I've seen people pull hamstrings the first day of spring training. Let's go to Dave in the car. Dave. Well, you know what, Dave? You're out. Let's go to Steve in Pearl River. Steve.
Yeah, hey, guys. You know, the thing that is so striking, and it's magnified now. I call it the Villanova Trinity at this point. All right? And last night it was really on this. There was an inbounds play. Indiana was doing a full court, and Hart was inbounding the ball. And Brunson was not available. He wanted the ball. And it looked like he was throwing the ball away. But no, he was throwing the ball to DiVincenzo. It was like he knew where he was going to be. I mean, it's just these these things, these occurrences between the three of them, they're going on all the time. That's number one. And number two, there was a really nice article in The Athletic, Don, about Lafreniere. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. I want to check it out.
Very nice. It was in the Times. It's in the print edition. Very nice article about Lafreniere, about how he's an old 22, and how, you know, it took a while, but it looks like he's here, you know?
I think Laviolette's got the best out of him, and I think he could turn out to be maybe not the first overall pick type of star you thought, but Michael, he's about ready to pop. Lafreniere is going to be good.
Michael, can I throw, since I came out Mr. Positive and hating on your negative angle, can I say one negative thing from yesterday?
Sure.
That stood out to me?
Sure.
Under a
Bye,
minute.
yes.
Oh, bye, yes. Under a minute left. Knicks get a fresh 24, and DiVincenzo rushes the three-pointer with 23 seconds.
That's a wrap on the show for today. Coming up next, our coverage of the Yankees and Astros gets underway with the pregame show for all of us here on the Michael Kay Show. This is Chris Sharon saying have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
When the prize is our future, every day is a match of our lives. In all my years of playing around the world, I have never seen a brighter soul than Kiara's. You will never know what it took for her to be here. Together with her world-class team, Kiara triumphed over a rare cancer that nearly stole her future as a dancer. When we unite around one goal, that is when we win.
See everything your store can do with tools from Square. Your inventory automatically restocks, so you never run low. Your online store stays open 24/7, so you're always ready to sell. Your payments are processed in seconds, so customers can breeze through checkout. And with one account to manage it all, you've got more time for taking time out. Get your all-in-one retail system by signing up at square.com today.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses, and only online. But people liked them a lot. So we offered more things, like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in stores? So we did that. And now we have stores in neighborhoods all over. There you can chat with friendly opticians and get eye exams from top-notch doctors. Now, no matter where you go, we've got your eyes covered.
Let's explore your future with Udemy. You can learn how to program and build websites, study design and create logos, improve your presentation skills, and sell your ideas. With Udemy, you can learn practical skills from thousands of online courses taught by real-world experts. Explore your future. Udemy.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. More than a point of sale, Square keeps you ready for any restaurant rush. And with Square, there are no hidden fees ever. At Square, get 24/7 support to help keep lines moving. And with Square Banking, get a loan quickly for everything from small repairs to the biggest dreams. Gain time and peace of mind with restaurant tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today. Visit square.com to get started.
I have to find a babysitter.
I have a lot of questions.
When can they start? Today? Now? How about Saturday? Are they background checks?
My wife and I haven't been out in a year.
We need a date night. No offense.
Find all the care you need at care.com. A team that looks out for you and everyone you care for. It takes MSK.
Summer is around the corner. Put your plans in motion with great deals at the Ford Memorial Day sales event. Go places near and far, on-road and off-road. Bring your friends and all your toys. You've got the plans. We've got the deals. The Ford Memorial Day sales event. Get a head start on summer. Right now, lease a Bronco Sport for just $329 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Finance now or refinance later. Here are 10 tips to make your
Needless to say, your money could be working so much harder.
Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Interest rates will remain at current levels.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye.
At Spectrum, we know that internet is a vital tool to help you fulfill your dreams.
My dream is to become a video game developer.
My dream is to get my online college degree. Unfortunately, federal funding for the Affordable Connectivity Program is ending. That's why Spectrum designed affordable internet and mobile solutions to keep you connected. We are committed to delivering reliable, affordable internet and unlimited mobile to keep you connected to what matters most to you.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes
This is probably what the Yankees dreamed of. Juan Soto launches a towering go-ahead home run in the first inning. Aaron Judge tacks on to the lead a couple of innings later. And then Giancarlo Stanton joins the party by punishing a baseball like no one else can. The Bombers' big bats were out Wednesday, and they helped stretch their winning streak to 5 in a row. And now the New York Yankees go for a sweep when they host the Houston Astros in a Thursday evening game in the Bronx. We hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Todd Frazier with you. Final game of this 3-game series. The Yankees guys have won the first 2 in convincing fashion. As we get to our Hyundai opening comment, chance to go for a sweep.
Yeah, it's time to sweep not only the home stand here, but sweep the Astros in the whole season here. This hasn't been done, and God only knows when. It's might have never done before. Yankees are clicking on all cylinders. They've won 9 of the first 12 series. That is an awesome thing to do in what they've been doing. Get after them today early and often. Sweep the series. Sweep what they did with the Detroit Tigers and now with the Astros. It's a good thing what they got going on.
There are times when a team is playing at a high level that the manager, that being Aaron Boone, can look up and down the dugout and saying, I'm getting the best of you and the best of you and the best of you. And Boone can do that right now, whether it's Judge or Soto or some of the Yankee pitchers. The job that they have been doing has allowed the Yankees to win 5 in a row. As Bob said and as Todd said, muzzling the Astros. I think Marcus Stroman can be the next best of you. Coming off a couple of starts where he didn't have his greatest command, the starter can always set the tone. So Boone wants to be able to look at him in the dugout tonight and know that he got a great effort.
We're going to talk more about Stroman in just a bit. Right now, let's get out to the Bronx for the Clubhouse Report presented by your local Ford stores. Justin Shackle in for Meredith Morakovitz. And Justin, let's continue the conversation about Juan Soto. Huge impact in this entire homestand and probably cutting him short this entire season so far for the Yankees.
Yeah, Bob, last night only Juan Soto had 5 RBIs, and I thought it was really interesting listening to Carlos Rodon talk about Juan Soto in the postgame last night. Rodon admitted early on the big reason why he was able to attack and be aggressive against this Houston lineup was the infusion of offense that the lineup gave him early on with the swings from Soto and Judge and Stanton. And then after Rodon was talking about his performance, he went back to Soto and kind of took us into the mind of a pitcher having that daunting task of facing Juan Soto in tight situations and with also runners on base and just going up against a gifted hitter like Soto as a left-hander in RBI opportunities.
As a pitcher, when there's runners on and you have Soto come up with a base runner at second, I mean, it makes it tough because the plate discipline where he's going to lay off, you know, strike the ball, breaking balls, like, and even borderline pitches that, you know, he's not swinging at. It makes it tough to attack the zone on a guy like that because pitches in the zone to him, they seem like they're barreled or, you know, they're hard hit, you know. When you're pitching against Juan Soto, like, you're never really doubling up on pitches to him. You're either, you know, whether it's fastball in, fastball away, like you're going to a slider. It makes it tough on a pitcher because, you know, you're bouncing back and forth between pitches and locations, and, you know, unless you have elite command, like that's hard to do, and that's, you know, that's how he draws his walks too, where he's not swinging, he's not expanding the zone, and, you know, he knows that, you know, as a pitcher that he can cover slider, he can cover fastball. It's a hard at bat anytime Juan Soto comes up, especially with runners on.
How much of a mental challenge is it when you know you have to think about all those things with Juan?
Yeah, I mean, I faced Juan a couple of times. I think my last time I faced Juan, I think I threw him a fastball up and in that was pretty firm, and then he pulled it down the line and at Oracle, and he hit it probably like 111. You know, he laid off a slider away and then he covered a fastball up and in, and I'm just like, okay, what do I do to a guy like this, especially left on left? It's like, it doesn't feel like, even left on left, it's like, it's not a comfortable at bat. You know, there's a few lefties in this game where as a lefty, I'm like, okay, I almost treat them like a righty because they're so good left on left. And Juan Soto is in that category.
And Bob, I followed up with Carlos Rodon on that topic earlier today. Carlos told me that aside from Juan Soto, there are 5 other lefties currently in the game that he approaches with that lefty on right mentality. He didn't want to name names, but he also did say that the first lefty hitter that forced him to kind of think outside the box and go with that approach was David Ortiz way back in the early days of Carlos Rodon's career. So obviously a daunting task, and he feels hitters like Soto and the other lefties that he kind of approaches it with that lefty on righty mentality. They're just immune to the natural challenges that you see with a left-handed pitcher staring at you if you're in that left side of the batter's box. Needless to say, Carlos Rodon's pretty happy that he's watching Juan Soto from the dugout now instead of facing him out on the mound.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Soto and the Yankees offense, Justin, clicking right now. We know that. And we know that the Yankees' own pitcher isn't trying to keep up with their own offense. But, you know, Marcus Stroman wants to get caught up in what's going on. He's got a chance to help the Yankees pull off a sweep of the Astros today. How do they feel about his outing today?
And, Bob, if you look at Marcus Stroman's game log this season, he has largely given the Yankees a chance to win every time he's taken the mound. He has not left a single start this season with the Yankees trailing by more than 4 runs. But over the last 2 starts, we've seen command issues, if you want to call it that. 5 walks apiece over his last 2 starts. I asked Aaron Boone what he is seeing from Stroman's command earlier today.
You know, I think last time it was just got out of whack a little bit mechanics-wise there in that last inning where, he walked 3 in a row there at the end. But I think for the most part, the walk total being a little higher is not necessarily a result of lack of command or control issues as it is to the way he pitches, and just that he's going to be real fine to the edges. And so there's not going to be he's not going to give in. And even in that last outing where, you know, he got in some trouble there in, what was it, the 6th inning when he walked those guys. And he was kind of battling himself a little bit delivery and mechanic-wise. You know, he never gave in. And so there's never that back-breaking blow. And it turned into, what, he give up 1 run in the end because we were able to get out of that inning. So, you know, he doesn't give in. And, you know, overall, he's been really strong.
Stroman faced the Astros in his first start of the season back on March 30th in Houston. He tossed 6 innings there, allowed 3 unearned runs. So if Stroman can give similar length today, you have to imagine Luke Weaver and Clay Holmes will be in the mix there. Both pitchers have not seen action on the mound since Saturday. And speaking of the bullpen, that brings us to our Morgan & Morgan injury report, Bob. Nick Birdie remains on track to be activated tomorrow as he makes his way back from hip inflammation. Also earlier today, Garrett Cole threw on the outfield as he continues to make his way back. He will be accompanying the team on their road trip to Tampa Bay, as will DJ LeMahieu. And we saw DJ hitting the cage here in the Bronx this week, but Aaron Boone said that he's unsure when some live action for LeMahieu will take place, but he will be at the team's facility as they visit the Rays in St. Pete over the weekend, Bob.
All right, Justin, thank you. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you in just a bit with Michael, Coney, and Paul. All season long here on Yes, we'd like to invite you viewers to show us the different ways you support the Yankees. Use the QR code on screen with the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post pictures to social media that reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Pinstripe Pride is brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Much more to come on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Up next, the Bombers offense is breaking out. Look no further than the dynamic duo. We talk Juan Soto and Aaron Judge after this, so keep it here on Yes and streaming on the Yes app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is presented by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your $5 bet wins. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today.
So Home Chef has a new menu designed specifically for families, which is my favorite thing. I love that Home Chef helps me solve dinner for those nights where I just do not have the bandwidth to figure out what I'm doing. So I love to have these on option in the fridge waiting for me. There she is. So I got the teriyaki glaze on the meatballs and got some broccoli here. Oh, now Zoe wants to be in the picture.
Yay, broccoli!
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just know it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make you feel alive.
And the
breakthrough odd-chain essential fatty acid in Fatty 15 works to keep you healthier longer. Exactly. Fatty 15 strengthens cellular membranes by 80%, which protects you from traditional signs of aging.
The single pure ingredient in Fatty 15 delivers improved metabolic, liver, heart, and immune health you can feel.
To learn about improving cellular health
And long-term whole body wellness, see the benefits
and nerd out with us
at fatty15.com.
Go behind the numbers with a brand new series on the Yes app.
17.
My first number in the big leagues.
1734.
Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
Gracie Cashman hosts a new Yes app series, The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. Watch the premiere with Aaron Boone tonight after the Yankees postgame on Yes.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com.
Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup courtesy of Toyota. Giancarlo Stanton, since 2018 against Houston, 15 homers and 32 runs batted in. Soto and Judge each going 3 for 5 last night. Homers number 9 and 8 respectively. And Judge, Rizzo, and Stanton each with 5-game hitting streaks. Let's take a look at our Yale New Haven Health key matchup. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge and what they've done over their last 12 games. Soto batting .383, 5 extra base hits, 11 runs batted in, and Judge .349, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in. Todd, I always joke with you, see ball, hit ball, sounds so easy. It's not, but they're making it look that way right now.
Well, you think about Soto. It doesn't matter where the ball's being pitched. He's going to hit it to that direction or that angle. I want to talk about numbers, which Jack talks all the time. He's batting .448 with runners in scoring position. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. AL ranks right now. He's first in on-base percentage, on-base plus slugging percentage, and RBIs. The guy's batting .577 against the Astros this year. I know one person right now that doesn't want the Astros to leave, and that is definitely Juan Soto.
I'm going to talk about comps, which Todd talks about all the time, because you're looking for 2 hitters who might be like Soto and Judge. And I'm going to pick 2 guys who are at the top of the mountaintop, and I understand their careers and what they did, but Big Papi and Manny Ramirez, when they were in that Red Sox lineup, they terrorized pitchers. And I'm trying to get inside the minds of pitchers who have to face Soto and Judge, and I think it's a similar thought process. We already know that Soto doesn't stray out of the zone. When Judge is right, he's not chasing. So I tried to think of 2 hitters who have that kind of an impact, and I thought about Ramirez and Big Papi. And I know Big Papi's in the Hall of Fame, and Manny should be without the PED stuff. I know they have close to 1,100 career home runs, but when Judge and Soto are done, I think that they'll be in the same sentence.
Little sample size, but when they both hit home runs, 2-0. So look for more of those home runs coming.
I was gone a day. Did you guys, like, switch bodies or something, or minds? What's going on?
Something you didn't know about yesterday.
I never get the memo on this stuff. All right, let's talk about the guy they'll face today, Ronel Blanco, a guy who threw a no-hitter back on April 1st. Todd, what does this guy bring to the table?
Well, let's talk about his pitch arsenal right now. His fastball's got some life on it, as we know, but his best pitch right here is the changeup. It's very deceptive. He comes out strong and looks like a fastball, and then boom, getting hitters off balance. He's throwing that at a 31% rate. Last year, he threw that changeup at a 9% rate, and I guess what? They maybe got a little analytical. They figured stuff out that if you use that changeup, it's going to work. Had a no-hitter, first outing this year. He's a guy, he's their #1 right now, if you want the truth. Didn't know that in the beginning, but now he definitely is.
And you could see by those numbers why he throws that changeup so often. About a third of the time, the batting average at 128. And in your office, Bob, I asked the major league hitter next to us about how come you can't just sit changeup? And I've spoken to so many hitters about that. And when a guy has an elite changeup like this, first of all, he's doing a great job disguising it. And then also batters just aren't accustomed to sitting changeup. They're thinking fastball.
Well, we talk all the time. Your timing's got to be perfect and everything else because you're sitting fastball and reacting to the off speed. What do you teach a young kid? Get the fastball. That's what you got to hit. But when somebody has a devastating changeup, you got to react if your timing's not right. And by the way, I wasn't a good hitter against changeups. So
by the way, if you're thinking that, you know a guy's changeup first, does it make you guess a little bit as a hitter?
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You should have the same game plan. If I'm Juan Soto or an Aaron Judge, my game plan is going to be the same. Just because the guy has a nasty pitch, guess what? I got a nasty swing too, so stay the same.
Johan Santana had a great changeup, and I once asked him what was the magic formula for that pitch, and he talked about arm angle, release point, making it look like a fastball, and then he had a little extra trick in there. Sometimes you throw the changeup, there's a little extra grunt, or there's a little extra noise from the mound, just to let the hitter think that you're really amping up, and then instead of throwing 95, it might come in at 86.
We learned that in Little League, so that's good stuff.
So Ronel Blanco, that's who the Yankees will face, and after the break, we'll dive into what to expect from Marcus Stroman as he prepares to take on the Astros. Keep it right here. It was a little extra grunt, Jack. Go to break.
I'm thinking fastball.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
Hey, does this suit look okay to you?
Yeah.
It doesn't look too...
Doctors Without Borders teams are in over 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving work is made possible by our movement of supporters, people like you who help our patients even when they're half a world away. At Doctors Without Borders, we won't stop working to bring our patients and their communities from crisis to care.
Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Citizens. Make sense of your money. Visit citizensbank.com/made-ready to learn more.
The Yankees go for the sweep today against the Astros, and FanDuel Sportsbook has them favored to do exactly that. The Yankees' money line is -138 at FanDuel Sportsbook, putting their implied win odds at 58%. Pitching matchup here features Ronel Blanco taking on Marcus Stroman. Stroman's strikeout prop is at 4.5 right now, with the over at +124. Blanco's strikeout prop is also 4.5. His over is -140. In the home run prop department, Aaron Judge is +255 to hit a dinger for today, followed by Giancarlo Stanton at +350. Then Juan Soto checks in at +430. As always, if you like multiple bets in this game, you can bundle them together with a FanDuel Sportsbook same-game parlay. Just click the same-game parlay tab in your FanDuel Sportsbook app to see which bets are eligible.
Good to have you back on the pregame as we take a look at the Astros lineup that will face Marcus Stroman. It's brought to you courtesy of Toyota. Alex Bregman this season, just a 189 hitter. And it doesn't get any better against Stroman in his career. Just 1 for 14 with 3 strikeouts. On the flip side, Jose Altuve 5 for 15 off Stroh with a home run. And Jeremy Pena 3 for 4 last night with a run batted in as the Astros went just 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Now this series, Yankees pitchers have done a great job of keeping the Astros big boys quiet. Altuve just 1 for 8, 3 Ks. Yordan Alvarez not only 0 for 6, but 7 for his last 48, and Bregman doesn't have a hit as well. So for Marcus Stroman, pitch effectively, Jack, but as you said today, command. That's been an issue the past 2 starts.
Yeah, he has to limit the walks. 2 straight starts where he has walked 5 in both of those starts. That's not who Marcus Stroman is. That's not who any pitcher wants to be. He pitches to contact, and he's a guy who pitches to the corners. He wants batters to hit the ball on the ground. That's how he makes his money. You see what hitters have done against his sinker this season. Interestingly enough, he's throwing the cutter and the slider more, but I do think it's about command and making sure that he's throwing strikes, because that is something that has not been there the last 2 times.
Yeah, and you think about the 2 pitches that he dominates with. It's the fastball, one runs one way, and then you got the off-speed that runs the other. So for him, it's trying to dictate where he wants to throw it. If he's not throwing it in the position, the ball's going to run a little further off, and if his slider cutter is not working as well, he's not going to find that strike zone. So as a pitcher, maybe I need to move a little over on the mound. Maybe I need to start sooner. There's a lot of things that go into it, just like when you're hitting. You got to make the adjustments. I think he will today with his 2-seamer and roll from there.
We talked about 3 Astros that have not had success in this series. I know 2 games ago you said going into the series, Todd, one guy to keep an eye out for was Kyle Tucker. He can jump you and jump you early, and I got to think that's one guy Stroman would be hyper aware of.
Yeah, I think so. And if you're a Yankee player right now, you hope he hits a home run in his first inning because they've won both games. No, you don't want that. He's a really good hitter. He goes unnoticed a lot. He's got a nice swing from the left side. I also said if you stop Altuve, you win these games. Altuve, as you see, 1 for 8 with a couple strikeouts. So pitching has been doing their job. Hitting has been doing their job. It's a matter of who strikes first.
Yeah, Tucker is trying to hit a home run in 4 straight games for the first time in his career. Really impressed with the homer he hit in the first game of this series, how he kept his hands in and just drove that pitch to right field. But also impressed with the way Rodon attacked him after giving up a first-inning homer last night. Saw a lot of sliders, so I'm going to be interested in the cat and mouse between Stroman and Tucker.
We'll keep an eye on that. We got to take one last break here on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. We'll be back with Jack and Todd's keys to the game as the Yankees eye a sweep in the Bronx. Keep it here on Yes and streaming on the Yes app.
This MLB season, FanDuel is taking you out to every ball game. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
It's one fantastic ride. The turbocharged, tech-inspired Kia Forte.
Best 2 out of 3?
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell.
My 2 cents?
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 Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, you can do that.
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Let's look at your plan and see what makes sense for you.
Break up with your old wings and lemon pepper wing from Popeyes. Crispy, saucy, available. Popeyes finally has wings in 6 flavors.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Favorite bagel? I'm a basic guy. Use cream, cheese, and plain.
I'm a sausage, egg, and cheese guy. Maybe a little cream cheese in there, too.
What's the score of the game?
The new Hyundai Elantra with America's best warranty. There's joy in every journey. Lease an Elantra for only $189 a month or get 3.89% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Acura. Precision crafted performance.
Tonight on Yes, catch the first episode of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. It's a new series that goes behind the numbers of some iconic Yankees with Aaron Boone leading off, and it's hosted by Gracie Cashman. That's tonight following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Yes app. Great to have you back. Got you for a couple minutes before we get you out to the Bronx for this series finale against the Astros. As they go for the sweep, the Yanks do, what is your key to the game?
Make sure you're watching right after our pregame, because I'm looking for the Yankees to have some first-inning fireworks. The Astros have allowed 40 runs in the first inning this year. That leads the major leagues. Meanwhile, the Yankees have hit 10 home runs in the first inning. That also leads the major leagues. We've talked about how good Blanco is, so it's going to have to be a changeup that's up in the zone. But if Soto or Judge get one of those, maybe there's some fireworks.
Yeah, my key to the game is making Ronell uncomfortable. This is a guy, once he gets going, it's hard to stop. Even as a young pitcher, if he works that changeup in the right counts and he's got guys swinging at pitches they shouldn't be, he's going to cruise right along. Make him uncomfortable, get on him early and often.
The theme coming into this series was, well, at least one of the sub-stories was the Astros bullpen was not that good. It was scuffling a little bit. Yankees has been very good. Yankees seem to be set up pretty well for this game today.
I would expect to see Holmes in this game in some fashion, whether the Yankees have a close lead or a bigger lead, because he hasn't pitched in 4 days, and as a sinker ball pitcher, I think you'd like to get your closer some time. And Todd said making Blanco uncomfortable. The Astros themselves are uncomfortable. If they lose tonight, they'll be 13 games under 500. The last time that happened was the end of the 2014 season, 10 years ago.
Stroman gives 6 innings. The Yankees are going to cruise right along with Weaver and Holmes in the back end. I think if he does that, Yankees are going to look pretty good for that sweep.
Did he just give a second key to the game?
I think he did. I think he did.
I think that's Todd's first.
Feisty over here.
That's good stuff. All right, that's going to do it for us on the pregame. We thank you for joining us after this. It's Kay, Conan O'Neill with a call, Shackle reporting alongside, and the three of us will see you on the postgame. Have a great day and a great night. Enjoy the ball game with us coming up next on Yes and the Yes app.
Go behind the numbers with a brand new series on the Yes app.
17.
My first number in the big leagues.
1734.
Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
Gracie Cashman hosts a new Yes app series, The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. Watch the premiere with Aaron Boone tonight after the Yankees postgame on Yes.
Son, let me tell you about the summer of $9.99. There was a time you could get so much for $9.99.
Feels like the summer of $9.99 was just yesterday.
It's actually today and all summer long.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Leo.
Jake from State Farm.
You did it, buddy.
Well, you suggested bundling home and auto, you bundling bundler.
Who wanted that affordable price? Bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some Rinvoq patients felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days. Some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. And many taking Rinvoq saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections and blood clots, some fatal. Cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Help heal your painful skin. Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your doctor about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
It's
10 feet. One shot makes you a soup for 24 hours.
Waiting for the break of day. Getting up to splash my face. Wanting just to stay away. Should I try to do some more?
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It's a beautiful day in New York City. The crowd filing into Yankee Stadium, where it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Astros in the final game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees are rolling. They've won the first 2 games of this series. They've won 5 in a row overall, playing very good baseball. Now, when the Yankees were put together during the offseason, the big dream, well, let's get Soto hitting second. Let's get Judge hitting third. And they'll both hit home runs. It worked out.
You know what? This team seems to be everything's working. Juan Soto has been phenomenal all year, day in and day out. Nothing changed last night. Left center field like it was nothing. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Judge is starting to wake up, and he goes to right center field. So much production in the 2 and 3 hole for the Yankees right now. Can't wait to see what happens today.
Well, take a look at what Soto's done against the Astros in 6 games. 577 batting average, 633 on base percentage. And for Judge, last 11 games heating up, 385, 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Well, the Astros are going to try to avoid a sweep. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this one. The Home Depot getting it done pitching matchup. Marcus Stroman gets the start for the Yankees, and for the Astros, it's Ronel Blanco. He's pitched very well this year.
Well, he's been a big bright spot for the Houston Astros, including throwing a no-hitter earlier in the year. He really has excellent command, high fastballs, an elite changeup, and a really good slider to go with it. He can throw his changeup to both sides of the plate, righty on righty, a little cut action on that one. He's going to be a big test for the Yankees today.
Well, take a look. He threw a no-hitter on April 1st against the Blue Jays. That was the Astros' first win of the season. And opponents this year against his changeup hitting 128. So he is going to be a test, as David said. Hey, Juan Soto's off to an unbelievable start. But when you start getting compared to Babe Ruth, well, how? We need to know how. Well, you know who knows? Justin Shackle. He'll tell us the comparison when we get back, right here on Yes.
Big season. More reasons to say yes.
Wow. Aaron Judge crushes one.
Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
If you suspect Medicare fraud, contact the Senior Medicare Patrol in your state.
Deciding who to vote for is important. There are people, organizations, and foreign adversaries trying to trip us up, manipulate our views, and redirect or even discourage our vote. Whether it's bogus claims designed to stop us from voting or convincing digital fakes trying to sway our opinions, we all need to double-check our facts. Watch out for phrases that frequently accompany political disinformation like "make this go viral" or conspiratorial statements like "the media won't cover this." It's your vote, not theirs. Use it wisely. Be informed, not misled.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Yes. We are moments away from first pitch as the Yankees look for the sweep against the Houston Astros here in the Bronx. Hey, everybody, I'm Justin Shackle. Juan Soto is back in the Yankee lineup. He's hitting second, and he's in right field for the series finale. And if you're trying to wrap your head over the start of Juan Soto's Yankees career, just know you are not alone. And to put it into proper context, we had to go way back with the help of Stats Perform. Over his first 38 games as a New York Yankee, Juan Soto has 49 hits, 33 RBIs, 26 walks, 9 home runs, and 4 stolen bases. It's led to 25 wins for the Yankees. But since RBIs began to track in 1920 as an official stat, only one player in the history of the sport on any team has reached those numbers over his first 38 games in a season. And it's this man, George Herman Babe Ruth. So if you wanted to sum up Soto's beginning to his Yankee career in just one word, Ruthian fits the bill. Soto and the Yankees are taking the field when we come back. It'll be Michael Kay, Paul O'Neill, and David Cohn with the call on Yes.
High drive, right field. Soto continues to rake. He leaps and makes the play. Drill deep to right field. There it goes. See ya.
I want to go outside again. I want to sit back with that canoes down in
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
Get 3.9% APR for 48 months plus $1,000 purchase allowance on a 2024 Cadillac Lyric when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your $5 bet wins. By Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. And by Hyundai, with a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. A lot of joy in this homestand. 3 wins against the Tigers, 2 against the Astros. Take a look at the Astros starting lineup. Brought to you by TikTok, Altuve, Tucker, and Alvarez at the top. The middle of the order, Pena, Singleton, and Bregman. And then it's Diaz, Loperfido, and Dubon rounding out the 9. And they'll be facing the Yankees right-hander Marcus Stroman, his 8th start, 2-1, 3.41 ERA. See the rest of his numbers.
And let's check out the Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report for Marcus Stroman, and it really is the Stro show. He's got style out there. He likes to live it up. He likes to show emotion out there. He's fun to watch. His Houston history, his debut as a Yankee, he had 6 shutout innings, or 6 innings without an earned run given up in Houston in that first series, and over 6 games started, has a 2.50 ERA in his career against the Stros.
Well, he's ready. The Astros are 12-24. The Yankees 12-25-13. Altuve's ready. Now let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, a strike. We're underway. Derek Thomas is the home plate umpire. Chris Conroy is at first. Brennan Miller at second, and Brian O'Nora is over at third. 0-2. Both teams travel after the game. The Yankees will head to Tampa, where they begin a 3-game set in St. Pete against the Rays tomorrow. They'll a 5 o'clock start. They'll get in 2 hours earlier than they would have with a night game. Swing and a miss. Altuve is now 1 for 9 against the Yankees in this series. Let's check out the defense presented by Defender. Verdugo, Judge, and Soto in the outfield left to right. Infield, Cabrera, Volpe, Torres, and Rizzo. That's third to first. Stands at DH, Austin Wells, another start behind the plate, catching Marcus Stroman.
Well, first 2 days, this fella right here has gone deep in the first inning. You might want to get a little sink on the ball to him, huh?
And they did. Ground ball, Rizzo to Stroman, 2 away. Time for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, keep them rolling. I mean, they have won the Yankees 5 in a row, and I don't know if you ever remember, but the Astros used to be trouble. They've won 9 in a row going back to last year against the Astros. And the power play, it's been Soto all year, but Judge is starting to join in. Stanton, 8 home runs in the last 4 games. Today's plan, according with the blowouts, bullpen's in great shape. Stroman can give you 6, possibly go to Weaver, and then close it down with Clay Holmes. Sound like a plan?
It's a plan. Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
yeah, like right here.
0-2. Alvarez 3 for his last 29. Missed inside, 1-2.
You know, I mentioned in the scouting report for Stroman, the third point that I just kind of glossed over and didn't say anything about was X games, and that's what he does. Movement to both sides of the plate, right to left and left to right. And when he's sharp, he's tough. So if you're a hitter, Paul, you got to cover a cutter in to a lefty, a cutter in, or a sinker running the other way. So it's kind of like an X game to both sides of the plate.
Right. You got to pick up the ball early, and you saw it. Altuve. It was, sinker, both coming back to the outside corner, and then the slider or cutter away. So, that was a prime example.
The 1-2. 2-2. Dramatic shift by the Yankees for the lefty swinging at Alvarez. Won't be about as far as he could go. Behind the bag, and Cabrera playing shortstop. Whole left side is open up for Alvarez, but that's not what he's aiming for. Jeremy Pena is on deck. Three and 2. Game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. 66 degrees, chance of rain 37%, humidity 47%, wind blowing from left field to right field. Payoff. Well, that didn't need the win. 1-0 Astros. Wow.
That was an early call there, Michael. I mean, there was no doubt about it. I mean, when this guy gets a hold of him, kind of like Judge, Stanton, Soto, you don't have much time. This is the 3rd consecutive game. Houston started off with a home run, 1-0 lead. I was going to say, I'd stay away from the cut fastball as much as he's been throwing it to some of these hitters, because that's just right down the middle. Good fastball hitting team, good sinker. Let them put it in play.
They tried to thread the needle and backdoor and just carried it over the heart of the plate.
Strike to Pena.
On a 3-2 pitch, there's not a lot of margin for error on that particular pitch. You either thread the needle and get a called third strike, or if you carry it with you over the zone. Boy, and a hitter like Alvarez.
Watch the extension here. Big, strong, but when you allow him to get his arms extended like that, not going to be a good ending for the baseball.
It's almost 117 miles an hour off of his bat.
1-2. That's Alvarez's 9th career home run here in the Bronx. That's in 23 games, including the postseason. 2-2. You'd think he would like this park, the way it's built.
Yeah, he does hit the ball all over, but obviously as a big left-handed hitter, that porch is very inviting.
It's like a basketball shooter, right? A pure shooter. Alvarez's left-handed swing, one of the best around, just from a technical standpoint, a beauty standpoint.
Yeah, when you break down, you know, where he hits the ball all over. He's not the true guy that goes up and tries to hook one into the seats to right field. He can just flat out hit.
It's a pretty good guy to copy if you're a young left-handed hitter.
And there's a walk to Pena. So 2 quick outs, then the home run and a walk. That'll bring up Singleton. Derek Thomas considered very hitter-friendly. Calls fewer low strikes, fewer inside strikes. Derek's in a second big league season. Three-0 Astros. An absolutely monster shot off the facing of the third deck.
Well, I thought Alvarez hit his hard, and then I saw that one. Wow.
It's a sinker right there. Two-seam fastball that doesn't two-seam very much. And you don't see too many hit up there. Almost jumped into the upper deck here.
That's tasting is believing. I don't know that I've seen that sign hit before.
Yeah, that's rare real estate up there.
It's 442 feet off of the facing of the upper deck, above the suite level.
You know, the old Yankee Stadium's upper deck was closer to the field. It hung over it. Getting into that third deck is nearly impossible. So to hit the facing, what a blast. As Bregman goes down on strikes. But the Astros with a couple of home runs, loud ones at that. And it's 3 with the Yankees coming to bat.
I'm Patriotic Kenny.
And hi, I'm Amanda on TikTok.
My scooter broke down. I went into a depression.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty sad.
And I posted it to show that Kenny's not always happy. Within 24 hours, people had donated over $5,000.
Oh, you're kidding.
We set up the Patriotic Kenny Foundation to give mobility scooters to veterans.
It has changed my life tremendously.
None of this would have happened without TikTok.
Waiting for the break of day, wanting just to stay away.
Dynamic air suspension, all-wheel steering, configurable terrain response, effortless in the extreme.
Summer is around the corner. Put your plans in motion with great deals at the Ford Memorial Day sales event. Now, returning lessees can lease a Ford F-150 for $399 a month, only at your local Ford stores.
Well, before they even come to the bat, the Yankees are behind the 3-ball. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. Volpe, Soto, and Judge at the top. Then Verdugo, Stanton, and Rizzo in the middle. Rounding it out, the bottom of the order, Torres, Wells, and Cabrera. Tough customer on the mound for the Astros, Ronel Blanco. This is his 7th start, 3-0, 2.09 ERA. All of the numbers are very, very good.
Let's check out the pitcher scout report brought to you by Nissan. And Ronald Blanco is the real bright spot here for the Houston Astros. Their pitching has struggled, not this guy. You know, we talk about his elite changeup, but really his slider has been even better in terms of run value and slug. He just has given up nothing. A 143 batting average against on his slider as well, and no extra base hits so far this year.
So here's Volpe to start it off. 1-0. Blanco's 30 years old. This is his third big league season. Made the team with an outstanding spring. 15 2/3 shutout innings with 18 strikeouts. Line drive. It's a base hit for Volpe. Cutting over his Loperfido. And Volpe stops at first with a single. Check out the Astros defense presented by Defender. You just saw Loperfido out in left, Dubon in center, Tucker's over in right. Infield Bregman, Pena, Altuve, and Singleton third to first. Alvarez the DH. Diaz is the catcher catching Blanco. There's that man, Juan Soto.
That man that wheels the lumber.
6 for 9 in this series. Takes a pitch low from Blanco. Judge on deck. Three and 0 to Soto.
It's all been off speed, Coney. Change up, and then a high slider. And I would imagine that Juan Soto has a green light anytime he wants it.
Now, the Yankees have answered in this series. You know, Tucker hit the home run on Tuesday. Verdugo followed bottom of the inning, 3-run home run. Last night, Tucker a home run. Soto a 2-run home run. Today, Alvarez a home run and a 2-run shot by Singleton. Do they have an answer? There's ball 4. And that brings up Judge as the tying run.
What's amazing to me, Coney, is he never saw a fastball in that count, and he was able to stay off those change-ups. Nothing to get you out in front where you'll, kind of swing outside the strike zone. It's just so hard to do as a hitter.
His eyesight and his recognition skills are just like nobody else.
Judge 4 for 8 in this series. Volpe at second. Soto's at first. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, said Chris Conroy.
Well, there's that changeup, and that's what you see. You see hitters looking fastball where Soto was just able to pick up that ball and take it. Another off-speed pitch and a slider. Not a lot of break there, huh? Only just enough.
Good location.
The 0-2 upstairs.
Anytime I saw a pitcher do that 0-2, I could almost guarantee myself in my mind he was going back to something off speed, either the changeup or that slider off the outside corner again.
Two and 2. Lights are on here at the stadium, overcast. Ripped down the left field line, foul ball. Just barely.
There was a changeup, and he just got around it enough. But, you know, it's really the first changeup that he's missed up in the strike zone.
Fastball in on the hands, foul back. Still 2-2.
That's the approach that gave me trouble. You know, you throw the fastball in and the guy's not afraid to be late or get beat and still spoil it, foul it off. You can cover the off speed and the fastball and get rid of it, get out of there.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider, one away.
It's not a big breaking slider, but you know, location just off the outside corner is what's going to really fool the hitters.
It's well executed, well sequenced.
Here's Verdugo. First and second, one out, bottom of the first. 3-0 Astros. And there's two, so Blanco works.
Footlong, except when you add an all-new footlong sidekick, like the $2 footlong churro covered in cinnamon sugar deliciousness, or the $3 footlong pretzel, salted and baked to perfection, honey mustard shot, and let's not forget the $5 gooey footlong chocolate chip cookie. What's your favorite, Clay?
You're my favorite sidekick. No, you're my favorite sidekick.
We'll get back to him later. Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
At Not Howie says Taco Bell only really hits after midnight, which is why I'm going to use the Cantina chicken menu to help him see the Taco Bell light.
Very juicy.
Hi. The food hits, right? Are you at Not Howie? Does it hit or does it not hit?
I'd say it hits.
Yeah, it does hit.
I can't lie.
Okay, but you did, maybe. The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco isn't just for late night.
Dupixent can help people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. So this is better, even this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
It's one fantastic ride. The turbocharged, tech-inspired Kia Forte.
Best 2 out of 3?
Kia.
Well, let's check out FanDuel's live same-game parlay right now. New FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your $5 bet wins. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. So the Astros with a rude greeting of Stroman in the first inning. Long home runs by Alvarez and Singleton. Yainer Diaz will lead off. Bottom third of the order for Houston. Ripped to left field. Verdugo on the run. It's over his head and up against the wall. He'll fire into second, and Diaz is in there with a double.
Coney, when you start seeing that sinker kind of just running instead of the sinking action, that kind of just runs in on your hands, it just allows the hitter to get the barrel there. That sinker, you end up beating on the ground, and it just got to be, you can explain much better than I can, the way you release the ball. Some days you get that true sink, and some days you kind of get a run on it.
Yeah, today, you study the spin nowadays with a lot of the technology. It's the difference between a running fastball and a sinking fastball. Kind of, excuse me, Michael, the seams are oriented. Diaz could swing it. He's a good hitter. One of the better hitting catchers out there, potentially.
1-1 on Loperfido.
Well, Loperfido kind of earned his way up here. They kind of had some injuries. He had 13 home runs in the first 25 games in AAA this year, so not one of the huge prospects in baseball, but one of Houston's better prospects.
Yeah, he had a pretty good spring training as well, so they had their eye on him, and then he really did produce at AAA. Ground ball. Grabbed there by Volpe, no play. A base hit for Loperfido.
That's kind of a bad break right there, Coney. It's exactly what you wanted in a ground ball. But Volpe playing up the middle, see, almost right behind second base, putting him in position, no way to make the play.
First and second, nobody out. Here's Dubon. Shows bunt, takes outside, 1-0. On Dubon. What? 2-1. And the count levels at 2-2. 3-0 Astros. Diaz led off the second inning with a double over the head of Verdugo on left, then an infield single by Loperfido. First and second, nobody out. 2-2 count on Dubon, the center fielder and the number 9 hitter.
Bother you because you see Wells, off the plate away. I mean, intentionally setting off the outside corner, just trusting that sinker's going to make it back to the outside corner. Does it bother you as a pitcher knowing that the glove's not in the strike zone?
It depends. I mean, he may want it that way. Greg Maddux was like that.
Judge makes the play. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, T-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Yankees at MLBshop.com. Well, this is going to be the soundtrack of Altuve's career here in the Bronx.
You don't think that's going away anytime soon?
No, I don't get that feeling, Paul. Looped into left field. That's going to be a base hit in front of Verdugo. They'll hold Diaz at third, and that'll load the bases for Kyle Tucker.
Well, he's not one of the guys that you're just going to shut down completely. I mean, he's a free swinger. He said this ball's off the plate away. He's still going away, but he hits it off the end of the bat, which he's done for a lot of years. Put together an unbelievable career so far.
And he stands pretty far off the dish and then dives in and really covered that pitch off the plate. Look at that plate coverage.
Yeah, that ball, is 6 inches outside.
Tucker takes low, 1-0.
This is a dangerous time of the game right here, Coney. You're down 3 already, bases loaded with Houston's best and hottest hitter up there right now.
Tucker grounded out to Rizzo in the first inning, so 0 for 1. You
see Thomas, he's behind the plate. Derek Thomas not budging on anything off the corners.
See a lot of the newer umpires, the younger ones that are really, they've been brought up within that box.
Well, game 1, Kyle Tucker, welcome to New York. First inning. And this is like Groundhog Day. Game 2, same thing, first inning. Shot to right field.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Stroman. 2 away.
Yeah, you got to remember that one. If he's able to get out of this inning, I mean, to get Tucker out, as good as he's swinging the bat, if you can keep this at 3-0, you feel like the Yankees are, they're going to throw some runs out. You just can't get blown out early.
Home plate umpire saying establish eye contact with the batter. David, you would have had a hard time with that when you faced Jeter. You didn't want to look at him.
Yeah, I know. He wouldn't get in the box either until I did acknowledge him.
Bases loaded. First inning, Alvarez kind of woke up the crowd.
That's a sound that wakes up everybody in the Bronx. Missile.
Fly ball, left field. Stroman works into and out of trouble as the Astros lead the...
Guess it's time to paint.
What is going on?
Whether you're doing it yourself or hiring a pro, today, let's paint.
No, sorry.
Exclusively at the Home Depot.
You're going to be the handsomest wedding guest.
I look amazing. I feel like I can do anything. Move over her, Dad. Outfit. Oh no! Job interview to Men's Warehouse.
Investment opportunities are everywhere you turn. But at T. Rowe Price, we're letting curiosity light the way, asking smart questions about opportunities like advances in healthcare and how these innovations will create a healthier world tomorrow. Better questions, better outcomes.
You don't need the same Duracell batteries that help power Williams Racing. Until you do. Duracell is a proud partner of Williams Racing.
At KFC, grab 2 pieces of hot, juicy chicken, a side of mashed potatoes and gravy, and a biscuit for just $4.99. Son of a bucket, that's a good deal. New taste of KFC deals. Only at KFC.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Discover Cashback Debit gives everyone money back on the stuff they buy. So I bought all these kids a bunch of candy. I know what I'm doing.
A debit card with cashback. Discover Cashback Debit.
Game on.
Drive the Nissan Altima. Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on Altima with best-in-class fuel economy among available premium engines.
Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Yankees cooking up something special. First 6 games of the season series with the Astros. They've dominated them in every which way, especially the bullpen. That's been the key. The Astros just couldn't hold leads in the first 4 games in Houston. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. Stanton takes a strike as we start the bottom of the second. And the pitch. 2-1. Shattered bat. I mean, wow. He just threw the handle away toward the on-deck circle.
Well, running in, and yeah, he stopped his swing, but it was so far up the handle. That's heading to the fireplace. It's such a weird feeling, Coney, because you have the weight of the bat in your hand, and all of a sudden, as you're going through, there's nothing other than a handle. There's no weight left.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Stanton down on strikes. Let's take a look at the arsenal of Ronel Blanco on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, the arsenal is certainly pretty basic across the board. It's the fastball, the changeup, and the slider. Occasional curveball. But it's the command that separates him and his glove side command, his ability to throw a slider and his changeup to the glove side. Inside the lefties, away from righties.
Changeup, 128 opponents hit against that. Well, Blanco started the regular season incredibly. April 1st in Houston, pitches a no-hitter against the Blue Jays, walked 2, 7 strikeouts, and threw 105 pitches. Ripped into right center field. That is going to be caught. No, it's past Dubon and up against the wall. Rizzo will go to second. He has himself a double.
Well, this ball was ripped, and Dubon got an unbelievable jump and got there. Thought it was going to be an easy play at this point. Then just went off the end of his glove. Dubon we talked about yesterday, kind of a jack of all trades. Plays the outfield, plays the infield. He just didn't play that one.
Almost looked like it went through his glove, but it was right over the web.
That's a tough error right there. That ball was smoked 385 feet out there, line drive.
Grounded to second. Altuve retires Torres. So they gave it an error on that?
Yeah.
That is the antithesis of home cooking.
Yeah, usually when you hit one that hard, Coney, you get the benefit of the doubt, huh?
It was a bullet.
Yeah.
Here's Wells. Been swinging the bat well lately.
I mean, when you're chasing down a bullet like that, Paulie, I mean, your head bobbing a little bit, your head can move a little bit on you.
But he got there in plenty of time, which was weird. It's almost like he took his eye off the ball. But, the big thing is, yeah, if you're on a full sprint, but he had got to that point. It just didn't make the play. But I tell you what, if I hit that ball, I don't expect a hit out of it, huh?
Wells, runner at second base, 2 outs. 3-0 Astros, bottom of the second. Good change, 2-1.
Yeah, Aaron Boone's got to be really happy with what has happened recently with the offense behind with Trevino and Wells combined. Last 14 games, hitting .347 with 2 home runs.
Two and two.
Just watching Blanco pitch, you can sort of see it, right? It's all about the location and the command of his pitches, especially his off-speed pitches. He's not one of the new school blowing upper 90s kind of. His fastball's right around average velocity-wise.
Gets Wells for the final out.
No run. Guaranteed to fit every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here.
When enamel is gone, you cannot get it back, but you can repair it with Pronamel Repair. It penetrates deep into the tooth to actively repair acid-weakened enamel. I recommend Pronamel Repair. With new...
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold.
What straps bold to a rocket and hurtles it into space? Boring does.
Boring makes vacations happen.
Early retirement's possible.
And startups start up.
Because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want from your bank. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has been brilliantly boring, so you can be happily fulfilled. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
My name's Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business, Hacienda. We bring heirloom corn products from Mexico to every kitchen. I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. With no preset spending limit, my purchasing power adapts to meet my business needs. And I reinvest my 2% cash back to help grow our business with new products, like our tabletop masa mill. My Spark card helps me fulfill my mission of bringing masa to the masses. What's in your wallet?
Well, tonight on Yes, don't miss the premiere episode of a revealing new series that goes behind the numbers of iconic Yankee players like Don Mattingly, Tino Martinez, Andy Pettitte, and others. Watch the first episode of The Story of My Number featuring Aaron Boone, presented by the New York Lottery tonight, following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Yes app. The series is hosted by Gracie Cashman. New episodes will drop every Thursday on the Yes app, but this first episode will premiere on Yes. 1-0 on Pena.
Did you have a number, Michael? You got a favorite number?
In Little League, I was 1 for Bobby Mercer.
Nice. Very nice.
And then when Bobby was traded and Billy was hired as manager, Billy got number 1 and Bobby came back and was number 2.
You got along with Billy pretty well, didn't you?
Great. Not pretty well. Yeah, great. Yeah. For some reason, he liked me.
Same personality. Cantankerous.
3-1.
Yeah, I would imagine Billy had some good stories. Kind of reminds me of, of Don Zimmer. You could just sit and listen to those stories all day.
Billy had stories.
Billy made stories.
Usually ended up in a fight at the end of the story, wasn't it?
A lot of the stories ended that way. Three and 2. Pena, Singleton, and Bregman here in the third against Stroman. Stroman's at 50 pitches. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Now, David, you sported a lot of different numbers throughout your career. I mean, a lot. Which one's your favorite?
Well, Yeah, I chose 13 with the Royals when I first broke in because I just wanted a low number. They used to give us like 64 and up, and that was a big thing back then. And with the Mets, 17, I switched for Keith Hernandez, and then with the Royals, 22 was for Dennis Leonard, the great Royals pitcher, one of the great Royals pitchers. And so I tried to honor guys from the past.
Yeah. So when you went back to the Mets, you wore 16 for Doc?
For Doc, yes, which is now retired, up in the rafters.
You got a lot of friends, Coney. You just went around and wore their numbers.
I did. I wore out my welcome a few of those places.
Runner goes, throw to second, goes into center field. As Pena gets up, he's going to third. The throw from Judge, not in time. So that'll be a stolen base and a need two.
And they just airmailed it, and you see Volpe tried to make it act like he had the tag to keep him there. Pena able to pick it up, even with the head first slide into second, get up and make it to third.
Yankees bring the infield in. 1-0 on Singleton. Foul ball. Two and one. Count level at 2-2.
Pitch any differently with the infield in, knowing that anything hit hard is probably going to get through?
Yeah, definitely. You saw him go to his splitter. That's Stroman's changeup, a little hybrid grip he's come up with. He threw it there and had Singleton out in front. But that's what you want, an end of the batter if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Something sinking.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Punched out by Honora. One away.
Well, Stroman's doing what he can to try to keep the Yankees in the game. I mean, these are big strikeouts, and yeah, I think he did go, and he got that ball down and in to a lefty, kind of tied him up. Big strikeout.
And you get two strikes, you go for the punch out, and got it.
I can only imagine, Paul, how aggravated you would be if Honora showed that sort of enthusiasm for punching you out.
I never understood that. I mean, in umpire school, you got to have an attitude when you strike somebody out?
These guys are mild compared to Ron Luciano back in the day.
Fly ball, shallow right field. Tagging is Pena. He's not going to go on Soto, but he draws the throw nonetheless. Two-way.
Boy, this is just not Bregman. You're used to seeing him great hitter, good big hit. I mean, driving in runs. He is just going through a funk at the end of this, or the beginning of the season. But two big outs for Stroman to try to save this run here in the third.
Yeah, he's now 3 for his last 32. Hard to believe. Infield backs up. Here is Yainer Diaz. One and one.
That's kind of why he wants Wells setting up off the plate for that particular pitch right there, so he can start it off the plate and run it to the outside corner.
Tap slowly to Stroman. And that'll do it. So the runner is stranded at third, and we'll go to the bottom of the third, 3-0 Astros.
When we...
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh my.
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song.
Thanks, LL Cool J.
I got a guy who can fix this.
At KFC, grab 2 pieces of hot, juicy chicken, a side of mashed potatoes and gravy, and a biscuit for just $4.99. Son of a bucket, that's a good deal. New taste of KFC deals. Only at KFC.
Summer is around the corner. Put your plans in motion with great deals at the Ford Memorial Day sales event. Now, returning lessees can lease a Ford F-150 for $399 a month, only at your local Ford stores.
The Cantina Chicken Quesadilla isn't just for late night, because it has a perfect slow-roasted chicken to melted cheese ratio. That's chicken on the inside, cheese everywhere else. Introducing the new Cantina Chicken Quesadilla, only at Taco Bell.
1734.
Oh, Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
The story of my number, tonight after the Yankees postgame on Yes.
Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture was submitted by the Malone family. Stephen Anthony was born this spring, just in time for the first season of Yankees baseball. Oh, you got them all decked out in Yankee gear? Very nice. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention Yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. It'll be Cabrera, Volpe, and Soto against Blanco. I'm just guessing, Paul, your whole body clock is messed up. 5 o'clock is not your time.
I didn't know what to do here. I'm going to walk around the hall. I'm like, what time does this game start? You weren't here. Coney and I were just sitting there having a talk. I mean, it just, 5 o'clock. I don't know that I've ever been a part of a 5 o'clock game.
I don't remember it. Do you, David?
Nope, I don't. It's a Jimmy Buffett game.
That's right.
One and two on Cabrera. Knocked down by Blanco. Scrambles after it. And the throw pulls Singleton off the bag. How about that? The hard part of the job he did. Then he just couldn't get the flip.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't rush it either. It looked like he knew he had plenty of time. Kind of took his time over there, but just kind of launched it up the line.
Had more time than he thought.
So Cabrera reaches on the error.
You know, for a pitcher, it's always about getting your feet set, even when you're making defensive plays. You know, we're so accustomed to alignment, you know, where we are on the rubber, where we land, how we throw, get squared up. It's the same thing defensively. Get your feet set.
All right, so when I'm confused, I come to you, Paul. So they take a hit away from Rizzo, and they just gave Cabrera a hit on that.
I'm thinking the same thing. 385-foot line drive gets you in air, and a ground ball off the pitcher's glove gets you a base hit. Wow. You know, when you come to me when you're confused, you usually leave more confused.
Usually.
Just checking.
High fly ball, right field. Tucker back on the track at the wall. See ya! Into the short porch. A 2-run home run. Yankees now trail by 1, 3-2.
Volpe got them right back in the game. His 5th home run of the year, his 2nd to right field in this homestand. So all of a sudden, those innings that Marcus Stroman has really worked to keep them off the board has paid off. The Yankees right back in it.
Fifth home run for Volpe, now has 18 ribbies. Here's Soto.
Well, Mr. Blanco gets introduced to the porch because you was porched.
Again, we saw some pitches earlier in the series where he was underneath that high pitch. Much more level swing there. Ends up at a home run.
Now, James Smythe, our information guy, is this the only place that's a home run? 4 ballparks, wow.
That might have been the pesky pole in Boston.
Down the line, it ended up going 330, according to StatCast. So certainly location matters right down the line.
It'd be a home run at Fenway, in San Diego, and in San Francisco. Hit shortly and grabbed by Singleton. 1 out.
Again, Juan Soto, another great at bat. Just got snagged over there by Singleton, but ball hit right on the nose.
David, do you have to fight getting aggravated when you get porched?
Yes, it's a new experience, especially for young pitchers. Sometimes you just cannot believe that ball went out. And of course, everybody knows the stories of Yankee Stadium. You know, it's a good home run hitting park, but there's a lot of fly balls in Death Valley that end up staying in the ballpark. So historically speaking, it's closer to neutral run scoring environment than you would think. Although it is a good home run park because of the porch.
Two and two on Judge. Judge struck out in the first inning.
When you talk about pitching to the ballpark, I remember facing Pedro Martinez, and he would always throw me changeups and hard stuff away here. I'd fly out to left center field deep and think, man, if I was in Fenway Park, and then as soon as I got to Fenway Park, stuff would come inside, I'd end up pulling it, and you've got the long right field. So, you know, as a pitcher, you know, I think it's almost your job to pitch to your surroundings.
It's a very old school philosophy. The first pitcher I heard tell me that was Robin Roberts, the great Hall of Famer. Yeah. He had that up and away fastball to lefties and let him hit it to left center.
3 and 2 on Judge. High fly ball. Dubon makes the play. Out number 2.
Just missed it.
Yeah, he actually had a pretty good sound to it. It's just underneath the ball a little bit. Just missed it.
We use that term a lot, the just missed it thing. Yeah. You know, with the round ball and a round bat. So what does that matter? What does that mean? Just missed it. Well, he was on the barrel. 105 miles an hour off of his bat. It was just a fraction of an inch. You know, to where the launch angle got too high.
Right. I mean, you're talking what, quarter of an inch maybe, where you get enough of it if you're Aaron Judge to take it out of the ballpark. And he recently behind the baseball, eyes on the baseball. Just see just off the top of the bat. And you're right, Coney, on the sweet part of the bat. And if it's squared up, it's a home run.
Ground ball a second. And that'll do it. But the Yankees get right back in it. Anthony Volpe said, I'm going to go to the real estate that favors me most. I'm going to go the other way. Right down the line. Tucker runs out of room. And when it lands, it's 3-2 Astros.
Gatorade Zero. Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. Start with our point of sale. Train your staff in minutes and connect your POS to a KDS to handle orders ASAP. And with Square Banking, get a loan quickly for everything from small repairs to the biggest dreams. Gain time and peace of mind with restaurant tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today.
At Not Howie says Taco Bell only really hits after midnight, which is why I'm going to use the Cantina chicken menu to help him see the Taco Bell light. It hits. Hi. Are you at Not Howie? Food hits, right?
The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco isn't just for late night.
Our calling was to build trucks, and that's why trucks are what we do. We put our everything into every truck, so that when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
How is this Chili's 3 for Me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen!
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't work here.
Chili's baby back ribs.
3 for Me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the all-new Big Smasher Burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
Well, Yankee fans, it is New Era Cap 5950 Day. Head to 5950.com to explore 70 years of this authentic icon. New Era Cap, the official on-field cap of your New York Yankees.
Cool stuff in that gift shop. Mike Laporte just sent me up one of the newer sweatshirts yesterday. Oh, it's a beauty.
Well, what's on it?
It's just cool. It's a cream colored thing, but it's like embroidered, like almost a letter jacket. It says New York, and it's got the Yankee logo on the back of the hoodie. Pretty cool stuff.
So, David, correct me if I'm wrong. I guess ours got lost in transit, right? Because Paul got one. But I got nothing. Yeah.
Well, you know what it was? It was a couple smalls that I sent back. I didn't
really. You didn't want them to sell this. 1-1 on Lo Perfido.
Well, he was on Seinfeld, so
is that it?
He's a star. You still get residual checks for being on that show?
Yeah, you know what they are? They're like $57. It's not big time. It's a good reminder, though, that you're on the show. It's kind of cool.
It's a glass of wine for you in a nice restaurant.
It's a good point.
Right there, Volpe. One away.
They banned the shift, but that ground ball up the middle is still an out.
You know what? I was just thinking, where did he start? Because, he was 6 feet to the on the second base side when you see where he starts, but he's kind of creeping over the other way. So obviously the scouting report, Lo Perfido, is that he hits the ball the other way also.
David, I think the only way that you can correct that is you have to almost have like a pizza slice.
Yes.
I mean, because he's right behind the bag, just like a step. You're not allowed to be right behind it, but you can be a step to the left, and that's exactly what he's doing, which is legal. Who's going to get that? A fan. Oh, nice play. Without a glove, too.
Oh, now he wants an autograph, too. He made a good play. Go ahead and get it signed while you're at it, huh?
And Michael, going back to that Volpe play, I was talking with Travis Chapman, the Yankees infield coach, earlier in the season. He said they give the infielders some guidance on where to line up with certain hitters, but it is up to the fielder at the very end to take that information and to decide where they're going to be situated. So he praised Anthony Volpe's baseball IQ for knowing where to be positioned.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking advantage and pushing the envelope.
And they know what pitch is coming, too, because I'm sure Volpe's got the pitch comm, too.
I mean, I used to look in at Tino all the time, and he would, give me signals when off-speed stuff was coming, and, you would adjust your defensive position a little bit different.
Fly ball, out of play on the right side. So I was with Tino at an event the other day, and he talked about dreams that he has.
Still to this day.
Yeah, and he said he's at first base and the ball's just not getting there. it's in slow motion, and he's reaching for it, and it just will not get there. I said, you can dream about the Langston home run instead of that.
It's much more fun, right?
Any baseball dreams?
Yeah, I've said it numerous times. I'm getting dressed in the locker. I don't have it anymore. I had it when I played. I was getting dressed, and I couldn't get my socks on, and I could hear Shepard telling me, now hitting Paula, and I couldn't get my socks on. I just was not ready, and it drove me crazy.
Well, at the risk of losing our license, David, what kind of dreams did you have?
Oh, let's not go there.
Stroman settled down there. You see a little gyro spinning cutter and gets a swing and a miss. For me, Michael, it's about being on time. It's about showing up. What time's the game? Oh, no, what time's the bus? I'm late.
That's the 5th Yankee strikeout, brought to you by Audi and the 2024 Audi Q5. Visit your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. Altuve lofts one to left center. Judge is there. And a 1-2-3 inning for Marcus Stroman as the Astros go down in order.
My name's Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business, Hacienda. We bring heirloom corn products from Mexico to every kitchen. I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. With no preset spending limit, my purchasing power adapts to meet my business needs. And I reinvest my 2% cash back to help grow our business with new products, like our tabletop masa mill. My Spark card helps me fulfill my mission of bringing masa to the masses. What's in your wallet?
Buying this boat was a total no-brainer.
Oh, no-brainer? If you got a new boat, the smart thing to say is, like a good neighbor, stay
away, we know what real travel looks like. So when we make luggage, we think about how you actually get from place to place. How travel brings pit stops and welcome detours. How you deserve an easier, more flexible way to pack. Because when it comes to luggage, how you actually travel matters. Away, designed by travelers for travelers.
There's an easier way. From repairs and cleaning to remodeling and more, Thumbtack makes it easy to care for your home. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
It would help with his dry spots.
That's lawn disease, but Scott's Healthy Plus will cure it.
Lawn disease?
Been going around.
So, like, other people have it and it's not.
Pick up a bag of the new Scott's Turf Builder Healthy Plus lawn food today.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Yankees baseball. It's never ordinary at Bet365. By Buick, visit your local Tri-State Buick dealers. And by the New York Lottery, get out there and play. There's Tino's dream right there. Slow motion.
Won't get there.
Foul back. As we start the bottom of the 4th inning. So you guys don't dream of any of the great moments, like the perfect game and the bat against Benitez? That's just nothing.
Yeah, I can't remember bringing those up.
Stanton goes down on strikes. Anyway, I talked to Tino at the event that we had at the Pally Center to kind of introduce the story of My Number, which is premiering tonight right after the game. It's a good show. Every number in your career, Gracie Cashman brings it up, and do you know why? The first episode is with Aaron Boone.
You know, the funny thing is, after the great moments that you experience, there's more relief. You get relief that you know you didn't blow it, or you didn't, you know, you came through, you did your job. It's the times that you didn't do your job that stay with you. The failures. Jim Thome hit a grand slam off of me in the playoffs in the upper deck at the old Yankee Stadium, and I can still hear the sound in my ear.
Coney, I'm sorry about that. I wanted to apologize because I didn't make much of an effort to catch it.
Didn't even move. Thome could do it, I mean, but that was the loudest sound I think I've ever heard.
Two and two on Rizzo.
You know, Michael, earlier in the game you brought up Blanco in the no-hitter, 105 pitches, and it's almost a manager's nightmare. The first start of a season, you're not really built up yet. He had never gone more than 6 innings in his career, and he's throwing a no-hitter his first outing of the year.
And then in his next start, he went 5 2/3 innings against Texas before Adolis Garcia singled against him. So, you know, they talk about unbreakable records. I think it's awfully tough to even match Johnny Vandermeer, who had 2 no-hitters in a row. But, you know, 5 2/3, he flirted with it. What'd you do in the game after the perfect game?
Walk the first guy.
All kidding aside, though, I've seen a lot of pitchers after a no-hitter, after something like that, they just expend themselves so much that, you know, they're not really the same for a while.
I should have skipped a start if I had, you know, in retrospect, because I didn't sleep for a couple nights. And
well, that's nothing new, Tony.
I was worn down.
And on the others, I do remember after David Wells, his perfect game, I thought he was the best pitcher in baseball for the rest of the year, including the playoffs. I mean, it just put him on another level where he just kept going with it.
Kind of changed his whole career. You're right.
And the amazing thing is later that year, he almost pitched another perfect game. I think he took it into the 7th inning against the Athletics. This will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat from Blanco to Rizzo. Make it 11. Well, the more you could build up Blanco's pitch count, you're going to get into that bullpen, which has really, really struggled for the Astros. So if you're a pitcher now, you're getting aggravated?
Yeah, put it in play. You're making a lot of good pitches here. And Rizzo keeps spoiling them. Choking up on the bat.
Wow.
We haven't seen too many curveballs. He's pretty much thrown everything he has. Change-ups, fastball. Now you see a curveball. Everything.
Yeah,
he fouled off.
Advantage to the hitter. The more pitches you throw, the hitter gets the advantage.
Well, here is Lucky 13 on its way. This is one of those CBS receipt at-bats.
You buy a lot when you go there.
Oh, yeah. And Blanco wins the battle. Gets him on a change.
Yeah, good movement away. And, you know, you don't know. You just think it's just another at-bat. These at-bats, they're exhausting mentally. I mean, because if you let go for one instant in the at-bat, you know, it's usually strike three. It's just your concentration for that time. It's just over and over and over again.
Here's Gleyber Torres. 1-0.
You can just see the finesse and command from Blanco. I mean, he's impressive. We mentioned before, his fastball around 94. That's about major league average nowadays. You look at the history of velocity in big league starters. We talk a lot about the guys throwing 100 miles an hour and the guys with Tommy John surgeries. This guy's kind of old school here. Pitching, command, movement. Average fastball back in 2008 was about 91, between 91 to 92. Now it's up to 94 miles an hour in the big leagues, and that's just from 2008 on. We're not getting into back in the Rob Dibble or Dwight Gooden days when he used an old ray gun or a Jugs gun. Or this is just modern.
And Gleyber Torres with a 2-out walk. Well, Blanco has not really pitched that much, but he is 30 years old. He signed when he was 22, which is really, really old for most international signings. He was working at a car wash, and he signed with the Astros in April of 2016 for $5,000. And he was discovered by Astro scout Francis Mojica, who was there to see an outfielder named Julio Rodriguez. Wonder what happened to that kid.
Pretty good player.
And Blanco says, I still wash my own car.
Good way to end your story, Mike.
He keeps pitching like this, he's going to have a pretty expensive car to wash.
Well, more than one.
Here's Austin Wells. 0-1.
Blanco came into this game with a 2.09 ERA. The rest of the Astros rotation, 6.18. So more than a bright spot. He's been an anchor.
Well, that's pitch 77, so he threw 103 in the no-hitter. They're not going to keep him in for much longer than that. So again, the bullpen for the Astros has been a problem all year in the early going.
Yeah, even though Rizzo struck out, did a baker's dozen on him. A little more than a baker's dozen.
Astros bullpen, their ERA is 4.71. That's 25th in baseball. Line to left field. Loperfido puts it away for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, a one-man left. We go to the fifth.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, because the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Or let curiosity light the way. At T. Rowe Price, we ask smart questions about opportunities like advances in healthcare and how these innovations will create a healthier world tomorrow. Better questions, better outcomes.
You seek the key, but you must first learn the discipline. Lesson 1, energy is nothing without control. Lesson 2, there is power in silence. Lesson 3, unlock the energy within.
X gon' deliver to you. Don't let it go. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. Come on.
He's here.
Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
At Spectrum, we know that internet is a vital tool to help you fulfill your dreams.
My dream is to become a video game developer.
My dream is to get my online college degree. Unfortunately, federal funding for the Affordable Connectivity Program is ending. That's why Spectrum designed affordable internet and mobile solutions to keep you connected. We are committed to delivering reliable, affordable internet and unlimited mobile to keep you connected to what matters most to you.
It's time for pitching decisions presented by Sage. What do you have, David?
Well, we're looking at Marcus Stroman so far today. You want to talk about location? Yeah, middle in, and that ball is absolutely obliterated. And then how about the good part? Yeah, when you get on the edges with movement, that works. And again, maybe the at-bat of the game for Stroman there in a tough spot with the bases loaded. Gets a big strikeout on a really good hitter. He's in a tight wago right now, 3-2.
Kyle Tucker against Stroman. Rip foul.
Yeah, when you look at what has happened in the first 3 innings, I mean, this game could have really got out of hand. I mean, he's got out of some jams, gave up the couple big home runs, but still, this game is well in hand right now with the Yankees bouncing back with the Volpe home run.
It's a professional effort. You give up 3 in the first, and you're here in the 5th, it's still 3. Got to go through this part of the order, though, the tough part.
Grounded to second. Glaber with the throw. 1 away.
The story of my number, presented by the New York Lottery. Tonight after the Yankees postgame on Yes.
One away, and here is Yordan Alvarez. Ripped to right field. It's a base hit. It'll get to the wall in a hurry. Playing it out there is Soto. And Alvarez has himself a double. He hits the ball in a Stantonian way.
He just hammers the ball, and again, it's kind of belt high, so he can get his arms extended on and just rip down the right field line.
Good news, bad news. Bad news, it's a double. Good news, it's in the park.
Yeah.
Two on Pena. Runner at second, 1 man out. 3-2 Astros here in the 5th. Yankees looking for the sweep. 1-2. Stroman has certainly gotten his pitch count back in control. So you could definitely see him giving them 6. Bullpen's in pretty good shape. 2-2. That one just missed. Laws seemed like he turned around to have a word with Derek Thomas. Grounded up the middle and just past it, diving Volpe. Here comes Alvarez. Here's the throw from Judge. It's not in time. It's an RBI single for Pena, and it's 4-2 Houston.
Again, ground ball finds a hole, and you just hoping that if you're Anthony Volpe, you can knock this down, keep it in the infield, and keep Alvarez at third base. But Aaron Judge really no chance with the ground ball up the middle, finding the hole. Just out of his reach, off the end of the glove.
High pop-up off the bat of Singleton. Stroman wanted it. Now the throw to first. Got him. Heads-up play by Cabrera, and he fired a bullet to Rizzo to double up Pena.
We'll see. It looks like he got it, but it's got to be a tough play for Cabrera, hearing the throw to first, but you still have to wait for that ball to come down.
That's why you get the pitcher out of the way.
Yeah.
Let the fielder make that play. Double up.
Our calling was to build trucks, and that's why trucks are what we do. We put our everything into every truck, so that when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
The New York Lottery. Watch the premiere with Aaron Boone tonight after the Yankees postgame on Yes.
Only 1 in 5 people with disabilities, including those with autism, are employed, despite many having the skill set.
Amazingly, the Astros have challenged this play, and every replay that we've seen, Pena is clearly out on the double play. But they definitely have challenged. Take another look from this angle.
But his foot was clearly on the back, too.
After review, the call is confirmed. The runner is out. Houston loses their challenge.
Well, the call is confirmed. The Astros lose their challenge. And now we get another chance at a commercial. Stay right here.
Go behind the numbers with a brand new series on the Yes app.
17.
My first number in the big leagues.
Premiere with Aaron Boone tonight after the Yankees postgame on Yes.
Only 1 in 5 people with disabilities, including those with autism, are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work. Why? Outdated stigmas and beliefs. So is this. That job? Also perfect. Businesses value diversity, but sometimes overlook the unique strengths and abilities of the autism community. Introducing WIN, the Workplace Inclusion Now program by Autism Speaks. We bridge the gap and help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring. Yes, these are all jobs for someone with autism. To learn more and lead the way in inclusive hiring, go to autismspeaks.org/win. Yep, that job too.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
It's time for the Audi Electric Moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle in your local tri-state Audi dealer today.
Well, history is in the books for Ronel Blanco, and as he threw the no-hitter, as we take a look back against the Rangers back in early April. It's one thing to have a good changeup. It's another thing to be able to command it to both sides of the plate. That's his secret sauce.
Well, he's allowed 3 hits over 4 innings. The Audi scoreboard, Astros 4, Yankees 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th.
Actually, versus the Jays, rather.
Pretty good hitting team. All I notice, when you look at your highlights and you see your no-hitter and you got those, like, weird uniforms on, it's like, what's up with that? Isn't it just been a regular home uniform?
That one is fair. Inside first. It's off the sidewall and right. Cabrera's going to stop right there, not testing Tucker. Smart move. A leadoff single by Oswaldo. So he's 2 for 2.
Ball it down the line. This usually gets down to the fence, but it did not. It hit the side wall, shot out. Tucker got a great read on it. So if that gets down the line, no problem. But you see, he gets to see. You talked about getting your feet together. He's getting his feet to reverse pivot, and he does a lot of things correct defensively. That's why he's the next Gold Glover.
Volpe takes outside. Anthony is 2 for 2 last time up. Short porch and right. Ball settled into a seat, and it was a 2-run home run. Shows you the state of starting pitching in the game right now. You don't want to throw a parade for a 4-inning start, but the Yankees and the Orioles are the only 2 teams in baseball that have their starter go 4 or more innings in every game this year. The only 2. So Stroman looked like he was laboring first couple of innings, but he has settled down. Put up 5 so far. Tucker makes the play. 1 down. So here's Soto, walked and grounded to first. Cabrera leads off first.
The Mets broke out their City Connect uniforms recently, so they have a new look. The Yankees, the only thing I can remember is at Dodger Stadium, they had the black uniforms.
Yeah, look like softball uniforms.
A couple years ago. I'm not sure the Yankees are on the board for a future City Connect or not.
Yeah, the Dodger Stadium uniforms, that was part of Players Weekend. And that was one of the weekends you didn't want alternate uniforms because those 2 teams have the best uniforms.
Yeah. I would say that what do you call it, Michael? The interlocking NY, that kind of connects with the city anyway, right?
Yep.
Saw Rafael Montero getting loose for the Astros. Blanco's about to deliver pitch number 88 here to Juan Soto.
You'll notice with Soto, when he gets to 2 strikes, he doesn't turn that foot in near as much, kind of flat-footed. Probably gives him a little more balance. Better shot at putting the ball in play.
Now, what's the purpose to put it in on the first 2 strikes?
Well, it kind of locks that hip in where you can really go against that front leg and just drive the ball.
Torque.
Yeah, you create, and that's early in the count there. You see, and it kind of, you can really post up against that front leg. Now, flat-footed, you not nearly as much movement, and you just kind of see the ball and swing.
Two and 2 on Soto. Soto in the box is the tying run. Astros lead 4-2, bottom of the 5th. He's worked the count full. Blanco wanted that one.
Here's the showmanship and the gamesmanship. The Soto shuffle. And then no.
Runner was going and then stopped. Ball 4. Soto looks like he didn't want to walk.
Yelling, just looking at the pitcher, yelling at the catcher. Well, all of a sudden, you got 1 out, 2 men on, and Aaron Judge has been swinging the bat a lot better.
You don't want none of this. You don't want me.
New customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your $5 bet wins.
Pitching coach Joshua Miller comes out and talks with Blanco. So here's Judge. Just missed one last time up a high fly ball to center. In the first inning, he struck out against Blanco. Blanco's at 91 pitches, first and second, so the tying runs on base. 1 man out. Hit sharply and grabbed there by Bregman. There's one. On the first, it's a double play. Hit it right on the screws, but Bregman was there for the around the horn double play. 5, 4, 3, end of the threat.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
My name's Jorge. Give your to my business needs. What's in your wallet?
Just two best friends trying things that are new. We got this guy and this guy too. It's
Oh, what's up? You watching the game? Or maybe the one later. Put a little BetMGM action on it now. Any game becomes the game. When you got overs and unders, you're in it every time they throw the ball, kick the ball, dribble the ball. Maybe it's not even a ball.
Who needs a ball?
Now that bet's got you watching every inning, half, round, period, set, hole, a lap. Right from the edge of your seat.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here, make a statement while barely making a sound, and command the road as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
With your Audi update, Mariners and Twins today, bottom of the second. Ryan Jeffers adds to a Twins 5-1 lead with a solo shot to left field. Put the Twins up 6-1. They crushed the Mariners 11-1. Twins have won 15-17, and they're within 2 games of Cleveland's division lead in the American League Central, guys.
And the Yankees head to Minnesota on Tuesday for a 3-game set. Sale has pitched well against his former team. Last 4 starts, 4-0, 1.80. Can't wait to watch Paul Skeens make his Major League debut on Saturday. That's supposedly the best minor league pitcher in the game. And the Dodgers are 14-2 in their last 16. Skeens had a 0.99 ERA in the minors.
Yeah, Paul Skeens was ready for the big leagues about 2 years ago when he was a sophomore in college.
1-2. Yankees have the bullpen heating up.
Soto talks to everybody. Look at him yelling at Altuve. You talk to the catcher, the pitcher. I guess, Coney, when you're kind of the star of the game, you can do whatever you want, right?
He's a showman.
And a base hit for Bregman. See, I never thought anything like that was wrong, but I remember Alex Rodriguez was vilified for yelling "hey" in Toronto, remember?
The game has changed. There's no doubt about it.
But he definitely looks like he's having fun all the time.
You can't take your eyes off of him.
Yeah.
You really can't. See, Weaver, who's been lights out lately, a real find for the Yankees.
And it can't be a coincidence they keep having those quote-unquote finds. They do something with the guys they get in the bullpen, and they build great bullpens. Weaver, Hamilton. Broken bat. Will they get two? There's one. There's two. 6-4-3.
Well, Coney, we were talking between innings. You know, I was talking about I used to hit against you early in your career. You're a four-seamer. All of a sudden, you went to the two-seamer, and this is the thing that really helps pitchers out. Know that you can get ground ball double plays.
Well, you know Stroman's right when he's doing that. I mean, he's always been one of the premier ground ball pitchers in the big leagues. And really, you know, still in this game.
Here's Low Perfido. Low Perfido is from Haddonfield, New Jersey, which is near Philadelphia. He'll turn 25 on Saturday. Made his major league debut on April 30th. Likes to cook. He has a cooking Instagram account called Joe Cooks. Man after your own heart, Paul.
That's right. I got to check out some of his recipes, I guess.
Got to be a cheesesteak in there somewhere, right? From down there near Philly.
2-2. Well, you look at where Stroman is right now, and then you consider 3 runs in the first, bases loaded, 1 out in the second, and he got out of that without allowing a run. That's why he's here right now. He really buckled down and made it work. He found it. He's had some jams, but he's worked out of it. 3-2. Stroman couldn't believe that. His body kind of sagged because he probably thinks that could be it for him, and it is going to be. So 5 2/3. He's going to leave the runner on first base. Gives the ball to Boone. Get a nice hand from the crowd here at the stadium. Astros 4, Yankees 2. We're in the 6th.
It's 10 feet. One shot makes you a soup for 24 hours.
Waiting for the break of day. Getting up to splash my face. Wanting just to stay away. Should I try to do some more? Since you with me now, then biggie bounce. I know you dig the way I switch my style. Holla, holla. People sing around, now people gather round, now people jump around. Get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on.
Gator Light. Rapid rehydration with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes and lower sugar. Hydration for every athlete, forever.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can start it with a splash. With a play date at a park. Or at a party with friends. or at an epic water balloon fight. Gotcha!
Get a great lease on a new 2024 Grand Highlander all-wheel drive for just $499 a month with the assurance that Toyota is a Kelley Blue Book best resale value.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
The New York Yankees Foundation's 50-50 raffle is now open during every home game at Yankee Stadium. One lucky fan wins half the pot, and the other half is donated to the New York Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/5050. Two of the starters, Heel and Stroman, going over the performance. 95 pitches. The runner at first is his responsibility. And he turns it over to Luke Weaver. Gets a good job from Garrett Cole and Clark Schmidt. Snap throw to first. Low Profito dives back. Good numbers for Weaver. This is his 13th game. Become a multi-inning force out of the Yankee bullpen. That one is a hit, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the sixth. 4-2, Astros.
If you're taking a trip with your friends, why pay for 4 hotel rooms to stay apart? When you could get one Airbnb and stay together.
Go behind the numbers with a brand new series on the Yes app.
17. My first number in the big leagues.
1734. But
Oh, Daniel Boone.
Yeah, 31. Can you do that impression for us?
Dave Winfield's going to be a little something like this.
Gracie Cashman hosts a new